fresh show of force from North Korea, firing more than 10 ballistic missiles towards the East Sea. South Korea ordering an immediate halt to what it's calling a grave violation of UN Security Council resolutions. Projectiles flying around 300 kilometers before plunging into the waters. Tokyo says they landed outside its exclusive economic zone. Seoul has convened an emergency security meeting ordering full military readiness amid ongoing joint exercises with the United States. Those drills set to end tomorrow earlier than planned, but even scaled back, North Korea insisting on calling them rehearsals for invasion. The US president demanding a trim back on scale and duration, expressing again the desire to re-engage leader Kim Jong-un. Eyeing a summit later this year, the issue of North Korea and that of the US-South Korea alliance, the subject of questions by lawmakers in Seoul today. CNA senior correspondent Lim Yun-suk with this report.
South Korea's lawmakers on the Defense Committee grilled Defense Minister An Ki-baek on North Korea's nuclear arsenal after U.S. President Donald Trump said on Wednesday that Pyongyang has 57 very powerful nuclear weapons. Asked for South Korea's estimate, the minister gave a number, but stopped short of confirming it as the military's own official assessment.
북한 핵무기 숫자를 보통 우리가 80개에서 120개 정도로 말씀을 했다고 제가 말씀을 드렸는데 이것은 국내의 연구기관에 대한 민간 연구기관에 대한 평가의 내용인 것이고요. 우리 군 당국에서는 이게 어떻게 평가하는지에 관해서는 구체적으로 제가 지금 이 자리에서 말씀드리는 건 상당히 제한적입니다.
But the bigger confrontation between opposition lawmakers and the minister was over U.S.-South Korea alliance. Mr. An described it as being stronger than ever, even as Seoul was not told in advance of America's decision to shorten ongoing joint military drills.
저도 군 생활을 38년 했습니다. 미국 관련된 한미동맹 일을 계속해 왔어요.
예.
지금과 같이 소통 안 되는 적이 없어요. 그런데 어떻게 그런 이야기를 장관이 할 수 있습니까?
글쎄요.
예를 들어서 이야기할게요. 지금 훈련 중에 있는 UFS 훈련을 축소한다고 발표했고 받아들였어요. 지금까지 한미연합훈련 중에 훈련을 축소한 적이 있습니까? 없죠.
Minister An said even U.S. officials did not know about the decision beforehand, adding that Seoul began working-level consultations with Washington only after President Trump posted on social media. Meanwhile, South Korean President Lee Jae-myung said he respected Trump's decision to scale back exercises, saying he hopes it leads to renewed dialogue with Pyongyang. Trump is seeking to revive engagement with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and said on Wednesday that he plans to meet him later this year. A South Korean foreign ministry spokesman said at a briefing on Thursday that Seoul hopes Pyongyang will respond positively to these measures.
정부는 페이스메이커이자 한반도 평화의 당사자로서 한미 간 긴밀한 공조하에 북미대화 재개와 한반도 평화를 위해 적극적인 노력을 경주해 나갈 것입니다.
But here in Seoul, where residents were taking part in an annual civil defense exercise, some expressed concern about what scaling back military exercises could mean for security.
이번에 훈련은 굉장히 중요한 건데 그걸 갖다가 이 시점에서 그렇게 하면 안 된다고 보고 저희도 그걸 심각하게 생각하고 대응해야 된다고 생각합니다.
저희 안보에 위협이 되지 않을까 약간은 그런 생각도 들기는 하고요. 그래서 이런 훈련이라든지 한미 관계라든지 이런 것들은 예전처럼 잘 유지됐으면.
South Korea holds these civil defense drills every year, bringing together local authorities, police, and the military to prepare for possible attacks. Lim Yun-suk, CNA, Seoul.
Jagruti Dave joins us live from Washington, D.C. Jagruti, Donald Trump very clear, very explicit on why he wanted to scale back these exercises, in large part because he would like to meet Kim Jong-un, he says, this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Donald Trump confirmed to reporters that he had a plan to meet with the North Korean leader this year. This was reported in the Wall Street Journal that this meeting could be around the APEC summit in China this November, and that the president hoped to restart talks aimed at getting Kim Jong-un to abandon North Korea's nuclear program. And this all comes after Donald Trump ordered the downsizing of joint military exercises with South Korea. And one of the reasons he stated was his very good relationship, as he put it, with North Korea's leader. The other is, of course, Seoul's lack of help with the war in Iran. As the president said on Truth Social, the drills send a signal that is totally inappropriate and hostile to a country that, as long as Donald Trump has been president, has been unthreatening and respectful. Now, a meeting between the two sides, between North Korea and the leader of the United States, has been unconfirmed, but it would be the fourth time the two leaders met if it did happen. The last three didn't yield any breakthroughs on the nuclear issue, but there are some suggestions that the reason this is all happening is that Donald Trump might be trying to get some kind of a breakthrough in foreign policy, given his struggles with the Iran war and getting Ukraine and Russia to stop fighting.
Jagruti, the country that Mr. Trump says is unthreatening and respectful, firing today at least 10 missiles towards U.S. allies, South Korea and Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. North Korea often stages missile test launches during these joint drills between the US and South Korea, trying to send the message that it is that they are unacceptable, that they are unhappy with what's happening. Now, this could be North Korea trying to keep the pressure on Donald Trump as well, saying that just because the president has extended this olive branch doesn't make North Korea more willing to make concessions. This could also be a way to pressure South Korea over Iran and over investments. This is something that the South Korean foreign minister intimated. There's a sense in Washington that Seoul is walking back on the promise of $350 billion of investments that it said it would put into the US as part of their tariff agreement. And so this could be a way to really try to force South Korea to make good on those deals. But what this means for the South Korea-US relationship is that South Korea is once again treading that fine line between the trade relationship and the security relationship between with the United States. And there's also some suggestion that what this also does is make the United States seem more unreliable as an ally.
Oh, thanks, Jagruti Davi there for CNA from Washington, D.C.